In the meantime, let's talk about education. The overwhelming majority of school pupils in this country can barely read for understanding. That means they can't read and understand what they're reading at the same time. That's been the findings of the last Progress in International Reading Literacy study in 2021. Now, in comes the Right to Read campaign that was launched at the Constitutional Hill in Johannesburg. Participants are calling for government, civil society and the educational sector to prioritise the strengthening of early grade literacy. To discuss, we're joined by attorney Cameron McConnachie from the Legal Resources Centre. Mr. McConnachie, thank you for being with us. So the Resources Centre, the LRC, part of this initiative, what do you hope to achieve?
We hope to achieve binding regulations. We'd like the Minister to promulgate regulations that will deal with 4 specific things. At least, we would like regulations that ensure that teachers are well trained. We'd like a minimum amount of text in schools, books and readers, etc. We'd like to make sure that sufficient time is being spent in the classroom on literacy in the foundation phase. And the last thing is we need improved assessments. So it's not just every 5 years that we get a big wake up about how poor the literacy is. We need ongoing testing, ongoing assessments that can really guide us to make sure that we know where we're succeeding and where we're not.
So don't we have a right to education already enshrined? I mean, looking at legal obligations, I think there were court orders around pit latrines. We know that problem is still there. So you can push for regulations, but how do you ensure they are adhered to?
So, we're not going to say that this is a silver bullet and will definitely resolve the problem, but we think it's an important step in moving in the right direction. The department has got a lot of really good ideas, lots of good plans, lots of good policies, but none of them have been reduced to something that is concrete. With regulations do come obligations which can be enforced in a court. Obviously, we don't want to get into the legal, we don't want to be in a court about this. I think everyone agrees that literacy is a priority. It's something that needs to be addressed. But we do think that regulations would bring clarity around obligations, and with it would hopefully come more money, a budget that would be directed at those things that I've mentioned earlier. So we do think that they're necessary, but as I said before, not everything in literacy can be regulated. Not everything in education can be regulated, but we do think that it would help all of the stakeholders to know exactly what is expected of the state.
All right, we appreciate your time. That was Cameron McConnachie from the Legal Resources Centre, and sorry to cut that a little bit short.